7.4 Solving algebraic equations. I can solve algebraic equations using inverse operations.
All right, cool. So we're solving algebraic equations using inverse operations. What does inverse operations mean, Barton?
The opposite operation of the one that has been used.
So what's the opposite of addition?
Subtraction.
What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
Division. So we undo algebraic equations by using the inverse operation or the opposite operation. Okay? Remember my friend from my childhood? What was her name again?
Tiffany.
Tiffany. On the count of 3, you're going to tell me what she said before she became rich and famous and they changed my song. 1, 2, 3.
Get the variable alone.
You're going to get the variable alone now, which is how you're going to solve all of our algebraic equations. And I don't care if you're talking about the basic ones we're starting with, or at the end of next year when you're solving very complex algebraic equations. Your ultimate objective every single time is to get the variable alone now. 3 gives you a couple of examples of adding and subtracting equations. As you can see, we are working on getting the variable alone by using inverse operations. So if I'm adding 7 and it's attached to the x, how do I get rid of the 7, you guys? The inverse operation, which is subtract 7. And if you do it to the left side of the equation, you do it to the right side of the equation. Is organization important in solving these equations?
Yes.
Yes. Look at my equal signs. Are they lined up?
Yes.
Look at my 14 minus 7 and even the place value. Is it lined up?
Yes.
Look at my plus 7 and my minus 7. Is it lined up?
Yes.
You must be neat. You must be neat. Number 5 is the same type of problem, except for you are using the inverse of subtraction, which is addition. Number 4, multiplying and dividing algebraic equations gets a little more complex. If you look at number 6, 3x equals 12. What are we doing with 3x? What is the operation that 3x is signaling to us, Ella? 3 times x, right? It means 3 times x. And how do you undo multiplication, you guys?
Division.
Division. So we divide it and all is good. What do smart people always do? By plugging back in, right? Okay. I never did the cheat sheet here, you guys. So I totally jumped the gun here. So we'll do the cheat sheet in a second. Number 7 is where it gets tricky. The original problem on number 7, I know we have a lot of work there, but the original problem I gave you is 1/8 x equals 96. This is, even for my pre-algebra kids this year, this is the hardest thing for them. When you have 1/8 x equals 96, what are we doing with 1/8 and x? What are we doing with 1/8 and x, Mary? No, what are we doing right now? What does 1/8 x mean? It means multiplication. It means 1/8 times x, right? How do you undo multiplication? Division. And so all of you remember this from yesterday? You undo multiplication by dividing. So then I divide both sides by 1/8, but then what do you think to yourself? You think that doesn't seem right, right? You say, oh my! Can you divide a fraction in a fraction? No. What do we do then? On the count of 3, give me the same. 1, 2, 3.
Flip the second and multiply.
Okay, so we're not going to divide by fractions because you know you can't do that. So we are going to, instead of dividing by 1/8, we're going to split the 1/8 to make it 8/1, right? And we're going to multiply. And we're going to do the same thing over here. That's what this problem is showing you. And we ended up with the answer of 768. Make sense? Okay, get your pencils ready. I forgot to give you the cheat sheet, or I forgot to give you a chance on the cheat sheet, so I'll just give it to you. When multiplying a fraction and variable, you're going to actually, you could do this, you could do what I just did. You divide by a fraction, you realize that that's not something that happens. So then you take the bottom number of the fraction, you flip it and multiply. Or eventually you're going to say, well, I know that if I'm multiplying a fraction and a variable, I'm simply going to take the inverse or the opposite of my fraction and multiply, right? So when multiplying a fraction and variable, flip the given fraction and multiply. Does that make sense? So we flip the given fraction and we multiply. So for 1/8, I flipped it and got 8/1, and then I multiply. Does that make sense? Are we cool?
Yeah.
That is, again, going to be the trickiest part of this lesson and probably the next couple of lessons. Questions before I stop?